What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another stream, the second one of the day. The transfer window ticks along. Arsenal are not doing the business really that we wanted them to be doing, but we live in hope, people. We're hoping that we can get something done, man. We need to get some more business done to excite this fan base. That's for certain. Anyway, they're gonna have to do a little bit more. But we'll keep you up to date. Shaw Sports News, people. Big up all of you for the support again. Just want to thank all of you again. We've hit 35,000 subscribers, another little landmark there. So, I can't thank you all enough for the great support and really appreciate that. Big up to Kevin Campbell, who jumped in earlier as well. And I think Fran from FFTV is going to pop into this stream in a little while as well. So, hope you're all well. And like I said, thank you very much. Yeah, Mohammed, 35k subs. Let's go pop the champagne, Big C. Maybe later on, if we, get a big signing out, you might see me, pop a bottle or something. But right now, there ain't nothing to be celebrating in Arsenal, man. Not enough. Dawson said, Bissouma, please, Curtis, get on the phone. I wish I could, man. Give me his number. I'll call him. Ali Arsenal said, we love you, Curtis. Really appreciate that. DJ Ash said, Wolves deal for Sanchez is off. We need to move in. Come on, Arsenal. Renato Sanchez on loan. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer to get done. But, Arsenal people, if it makes sense, they'll stay well away from it, unfortunately. So we'll have to see. But that deal looks as if it's off. There's been a change in the demands from Lille regards to the wages and the fee that they want for him. So that deal looks as if it's not going to happen. Renato Sanchez, for me, would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. I'm just literally, as we're live, I'm just seeing if there's any links to Arsenal at all. Is there any rumours that we're linked with him? No, nothing really there. I wish there was. But listen, let's get into the latest news, people. I would love Arsenal to get him, but probably too sensible. Now, we all know the first place to start. A player that it looks like we are going to sign is, I still forget this guy's name. Apologies. Takahiro Tomiyasu. Paperwork's completed between Arsenal and Bologna for Takahiro Tomiyasu. Edu Gaspar so fast to jump in the deal and close the agreement. I mean, he's probably got barbecues to have later on. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to waste time. And close the agreement with the player and the club. Here we go, confirmed. Medical will be during the afternoon, and then official, first reported by David Ornstein. Like I said, let's hope that he works out to be a very good signing for us. I think at the start of the window, we all said Arsenal need a right back. We're signing a right back. Let's be positive. Although I have to admit, and listen, I'll always give you my honest opinion on this channel. I am not excited by this deal. I don't know too much about him. I've seen him play a few times. Looks like a steady right back. He's 6 foot plus, very tall for a fullback. Can play centre back as well, can play left back. Sometimes that worries me because I think you become a jack of all trades, master of none. We need a specialist right back. But listen, a lot of people in the stream earlier were saying he's very good. They watch Serie A, he's highly rated. Inter were looking at him, and Tottenham wanted him earlier in the window. So we'll give him a fair chance. But as I said, I can't tell you that I'm excited about this transfer. This transfer for me goes into the same category as Aaron Ramsdale, as all the players that we've bought during this window. I put a question mark next to their name. Are they good? Will they improve us? Do they improve our starting 11? Time will tell. Wasim said, I booked the day off work to watch your 3 streams. Big up Curtis, underrated YouTuber. Hey, Wasim, that's some serious support. I hope they're giving you holiday pay for that day off, bro. I hope you haven't lost a day's money for that. But appreciate the support. Big up just in case, says Big C. I appreciate the support, bro. Check his FIFA card. Yeah, people telling me his basic FIFA card is pretty dreadful. But listen, we can't judge players off FIFA cards. To Santi 96, 35k madness. Come on, people. The real legends out there, all of you in the community, you've pushed this channel on so far. in a short space of time. So a beautiful feeling to hit 35k onwards and upwards. I see Broads. Someone said Broads is in the chat. Where are you at, bro? I'm looking for you. Make sure you hammer the like button. Can we hit 1,000 likes again? It would be much appreciated. 72 rated on FIFA, Jasmine. Oh, man. So what's that? Silver card? Sebastian Scalacci, what a defender he was, and not for a good reason. Man said he's the Japanese version of me. I hope he's a lot better than you. But appreciate your super chat. Here's Broads, people. I just seen him. In fact, it's flown off the screen again. Tammy says, well done on 35k. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. The comments are flying in already, people. Right, here's Broads. First things first, congrats on 35,000. Second, free Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And finally, what an underwhelming transfer window. I'm at the Emirates and all I can see is little kids kicking ball. Bro, apologies. You know what? I was going to go down there. As I left, I just thought, you know what? What's the point? What is the point? Like you said, there's a few kids having a kickabout. There's no helicopters landing with no superstar players. But I appreciate your support as always, my bro. Man are telling me to check his FIFA stats, but listen, it's not a reflection of him as a player. Big up MO7, congrats on the 35. Dollar Hyde said Chambers can play right back and centre back too. And listen, that didn't work out great, did it? Camille, appreciate the super chat, bro, as always. My God, Arsenal squad looks like Sunderland's nemesis. Oh, man. How can you spend 150 million and not truly be happy with the signings? Frogan95, congrats on 35k. Big C breaking those good records, unlike Mikel Arteta. You know what I mean? You don't want to break them records that Arteta is breaking, man. He's breaking the records you're meant to stay away from. Corey said, Arsenal, what a disappointment. Like, I want to ask you people, right? All of you in the chat. 150 million spent by Arsenal. I believe this is Arsenal's biggest transfer window in the history of the football club. 150 million spent, plus add-ons with some of these players as well. Not excited. I'll probably give this window a 4 out of 10, potentially a 5. That's it. I can't sit here and pretend I'm excited. Every single player that we've signed this summer, I will support them, I will give them a chance, and I will make my judgment after they've played a number of games. But if you're asking me where I'm at now with these signings, I can't be overly excited. If you'd have said to me at the start of this transfer window, Arsenal will spend £150 million, I would have expected Bissouma, Max Aarons, Aouar, potentially a Maddison, 3, 4, 5 players that, let's say 3 or 4 players that definitely go into this first team and significantly improve us. I'm looking at Tomiyasu, I'm looking at Odegaard, I'm looking at Ben White, I'm looking at Lokonga, I'm looking at all of them, Ramsdale, Tavares, and I'm going, yeah, there's potential there. I'll basically call this the Bitcoin transfer window. We've made a whole heap of investments and we're hoping that the market lifts up because that's all they are. All these players are investments. They're all similar age. They're all relatively unproven and we're all hoping that they explode. But the reality is sometimes the market crashes and your Bitcoin goes down. And equally with these players, that's kind of where I'm at. They're a bunch of investments. Broad said, you made a smart move there, bro. There's nothing going on here. Not going to lie. I blew £8 on parking to watch little kids move the ball better than this prison team called Arsenal. Man is saying I've dropped the shoulder on you, Broads. I pretended I was coming and then came back. Apologies, man. But do you know what? I just didn't see the point. I was going to go. I was like, do you know what? Let me stay indoors, man. This club ain't giving us no excitement. Now said, congrats on the 35k, but please tell them to buy a midfielder. Brad says, please make it make sense. When does the oil money come, Curtis? But listen, I think he's clout chasing the Qatari guy on Twitter, but I hope. First and foremost, Arteta and big up Curtis. Yeah, Arteta should not be in the job anymore. He really shouldn't. How he survived, I will never know. Devin said, what happened to the AFC Bell tweet yesterday? He's struggling big time. He's had an absolute stinker of a transfer window, AFC Bell. We all thought he was gospel last summer. This summer, He's had an absolute nightmare. Said Maddison was coming, never came. Said there was breaking news last night and never came. You know, he's had a bit of a stinker. We thought Edu was potentially getting sacked yesterday and absolutely nothing, nothing at all. So, yeah, the Bell's having a very bad time of things at the moment. Big up Jay, I hope you're well. He said, big up Curtis. I know we'll disagree, but I think Balogun needs to go out on loan. No, I agree with you on that. At this moment, I don't think he is better than Eddie. Far too much hype around Balogun. I think that Balogun he needs first team football regular. He needs to go somewhere and play 30 games this year. When I've seen him play for Arsenal in the first team, he's looked a bit naive. Sometimes that happens with young players who play under 23 football and, they haven't played a lot of first team football. It definitely is something that can happen quite easily, So I agree with you. I think Balogun does need football. Leo Messi said, how much more can we take with this club? It's beyond annoying. We should all be sitting here today, Arsenal fans, transfer deadline day. We're the biggest spenders in the entire country. We've spent 150 million. We should be so excited celebrating these signings. We're talking about a bunch of players that let's be honest. Nuno Tavares, I only knew about him because we played against Benfica last season and I saw him on the squad list. I didn't know nothing about him apart from that. Lokonga, I'd heard a little bit about him towards the end of last season when we were starting to get linked. Previous to that, I'd never heard of him. Aaron Ramsdale, I've seen a few times because obviously McGoldrick plays for Sheffield United and I know him. And you know my opinions on him. Odegaard, I think, is like an Ozil light. He's a BTEC Ozil, but not as good as the prime Ozil I'm talking about. If you play great football, you get him on the ball and his movement, it will look great. But if not, he can be a passenger. And then Tomiyasu, like I said, until Tottenham were being linked with him, I didn't know much about him. I'd seen him a couple of times last season. I wasn't specifically watching him, but I had I had a few bets on some games that he was playing in. So he caught my attention a little bit. But I'm not going to come out and say, you know what, I've wanted this guy for 6 months. He's brilliant. I'm just like, we wanted a right back. We signed a right back. If you was hungry, if you hadn't ate and you were starving all day, and I gave you a loaf of dry bread and said that's your dinner, and you was absolutely starving, you would eat it because that's all you've got. It's dry bread. Bread is bread, cheese is cheese business. You would eat it, but it's not really what you want. That's how I view Arsenal's transfer window. They've given us food, but it ain't good food. It ain't the food we want. It's some mad food that we don't want to go there, At the moment, it's difficult. If we weren't bottom of the league, I'd probably be viewing things a little bit different because I'd be like, right, we look quite decent. We've added a few young players and things are moving in the right direction. But because we're bottom, we haven't scored. Our managers, I don't know what the manager's doing. The manager's impersonating a football manager. I can't get excited by these signings. I can't. I would like to think I know quite a lot about football. And I always say you should never write a player off. So you will not hear me say anywhere in this stream, Tomiyasu is not good enough. I will not say that because I haven't seen him enough. Welcome to Arsenal. I hope he's fantastic. I hope he shocks people. If Inter and Spurs were looking at him, there has to be some pedigree. But this is some dry bread window. Man said goat food. I used to go farm when you was a kid and the goat, goat food business. It's food. They're feeding us, but we want some sauce, man. We needed some sauce in this transfer window. If you spend 150 million, to me, 3 to 4 players should instantly improve your starting lineup. If you've spent 150, especially Arsenal. I believe we could have got Bissouma for 40 million. Bissouma next to Thomas Partey, bang. There's your midfield. Beast mode, power. Know the league. Let's go. Get yourself a right back. You could have got Dumfries for 12 million, had a good Euros. Not great defensively, but very good going forward. You could have got Max Aarons for 25, 30 million. English, young, played a lot of football, solid defensively for 25, 30. There's 60, 65 million gets you Bissouma and Aarons. We've still got 85 million of that 150 left to spend. Get yourself a Maddison for 60 million if you want. And then you could still have got Lokonga and Tavares. What a window that would have been. Bissouma, Aarons, and Maddison with your Lokonga and Tavares. That would have made a lot more sense to me. But it is what it is. I know it's not as easy as that. It's not FIFA. It's not Football Manager. They don't just join you. But it seems like it's a lot more realistic. I think we would have been excited. And listen, excitement doesn't always equate to quality. We've seen players before who are excited. I remember a good friend of mine, how happy he was when Man United signed Falcao. Falcao was a monster of a striker. It didn't work. Sometimes you can sign someone who's not exciting and they can turn out to be a very good player. So we've got to give them a chance, but we ain't excited as Arsenal fans. Let's keep it 100. Over 2K in here, people. 2,100. Thank you for the great numbers as usual. Don't forget, we'll be back tonight for a long stream. We'll take you right the way through to the end of the window. Yeah, no yellow tie. I might turn up in a shirt later, you know. Might switch up a bit. Chicken nuggets without the dip, you know what I mean? The ketchup is what makes the chicken nuggets. We ain't got no sauce. Big up Andrew Gasser. Thank you, Curtis, for all your hard work. Checking in from Mississippi, farming the sheep on transfer deadline day. Hope you're well, Andrew. Thank you for always tuning in. WYB TV, Big C, I really appreciate your streams. Finally got to watch live. And this is something I will look at moving forward, people, is to try and do streams at a different time because I do realize that the time difference, sometimes it can help if I stream later sometimes. So moving forward, I will probably do some different streams in the evening, as well as the 2:00 streams we do. Yeah, Fran's coming on in about 10 minutes, I think, 10 minutes. So he will be joining me as well. Quality over quantity. You bought a lot, you strengthened none. Nobody is looking at Arsenal and thinking, I'm nervous about Arsenal this year. Look at the players that they've bought. You know, they've really put me on the back foot there. You know, when Lukaku signed for Chelsea, I was like, boy, game changer. That might win them the title. You know, when you signed Ronaldo, I said, wow, that lifts the level of everything inside that football club, even at 36. Just the mentality. Imagine what Greenwood and Sancho and players like that will learn off Ronaldo. You know, we've signed a lot of players at the similar age. I look at them all as investments rather than key players that go in and just strengthen us straight away. So listen, disappointing. As I said, it's a bit of an underwhelming window. And Sean P said, number one, for each of our dead ballers, a manager that's still at the club, and +1 for the incoming players. 5 to 7 equals 2 out of 10. Trust the process. Hey, Sean, you're not happy. And Fran's here, people. Let me get Fran in the chat now. Here he is. Yo.
What's happening, bro? You okay?
Yeah, well. Yeah, listen, we're fine. You know what I mean? We're fine. We keep it moving. But, no, good to have you here, bro. How are you?
It's good. See everyone's in the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat.
Everyone's in here, man.
Everyone's in
here,
mate.
You know what? I was just about to tell the story, right? Someone's asking me about the Ainsley Maitland-Niles situation. Now, when I was at Mansfield, I had an issue with the manager. I had a potential move. I went to the manager and I said, basically, I want that move, right? He felt offended because he brought me to that club and, you know, you haven't been here long, you want to leave. But the deal was very good and he was in a higher league. He doesn't let me move. And then 2 days later, I'm training with the under 21s, 23s, whatever. This is during pre-season. So I'm fuming. Not only have you stopped me leaving, you've bumped me with the kids, right? So he puts me with the kids. So I trained the first day, went home. Second day, my head had gone because I'm turning up in the car park and I'm going in the away changing room with the youth team. They're all in the home dressing room. So I've just turned into a rebel here. I've got nothing to lose. So we go on the training pitch, start the training session. One of the lads kicks the ball to me, and I just booted it over the fence. And the coach didn't say anything. I think he thought I had a shot, and I've just had a bad shot. 2 minutes later, I'm walking around the training pitch. He gives the ball to me again. Boom! Car park. So he goes, Curtis, can I have a word? He said, what's going on? I said, That's all you're getting out of me, mate. If he's making me train with the kids, I said, that's all I'm doing. If the ball comes near me, I'm kicking it over the fence. If we do a running session, I'm walking. He was like, mate, but, I'm just doing what I'm told here. I said, listen, you need to go to the manager and say that you can't have me in your training session because I'm going to jeopardize all your training sessions. That's nothing against you personally. I'm just doing what I feel I need to do. The next day, oh yeah, you're back with the first team. So I go back in with the first team the next day, and he says, we need to have a meeting after training. So I said, all right. So we go in the meeting. Physio sitting there, chairman sitting there, manager, assistant manager. So he says, we want to pay you up. We think it's best you leave. So I said, all right. I want all of I had a year left. I said, I want the whole year. I want all of it. He said, no, it don't work like that. We can't pay you the whole year. I said, all right, I'll see you tomorrow then, 10 o'clock. So I walk out the next day. I get a text message the same evening, right? Bear in mind, we train at 10 o'clock every day. It's printed. It never changes. I get a text message from the chairman saying, be at the training ground for 11:30. So I'm like, that's weird. So I text one of the lads, yo, he's training at 11:30 tomorrow. He says, no, 10 o'clock. So the chairman's trying to get me to turn up to training late so he can give me a strike. And I think it was if you get 2 or 3 strikes, they can sack you.
Yeah.
So I text the chairman. I said, oh, good try, mate. See you at 10 o'clock. The next day, I had another meeting. They go, oh, make this offer now. So they offered a bit more this time. We'll give you a bit more if you go today. I said, no, I want the whole year. Give me the whole year or nothing. Obviously, after about 2 weeks, this continued. Eventually, we met in the middle. They gave man a thing and a little bag, and man walked off, you know what I'm saying, and went, oh, sweet. But I know, listen, I remember we came up to Macclesfield to play you. People won't know this. I go up to Macclesfield and Fran plays for Macclesfield. So I'm buzzing. Yo, my boy plays for Macclesfield away from home. And I turn up before the game and this brother's running around the pitch in a tracksuit. So I'm like, what's going on? I think it was at the time when Paul Ince was trying to sign you on it, MK Dons.
Wow. That's what I was going to bring up after, but carry on.
See, I got memory like an elephant. And this guy's going, Gaffer won't sell me, mate. He's got me running before the game.
That's mad that you remember that. You know what?
I got good memory, man.
That incident there was when, so I was going through the madness. With Macclesfield at the time. So that's the time and talking about politics, I always stress about politics. So I'm flying in the team. The manager gets the sack. They bring a new manager in who's my old manager. He comes in. I know me and him have got beef, like off the pitch. On the pitch, we're okay. MK Dons want to sign me. I've been at this club I've been at Macclesfield for 2 months. MK Dons want to sign me, Paul Ince, They've sorted all the fee. He turns around and says, no, you're not going. I'm like, wait a minute. He said I could go. He said, no, you're not going. So I said, all right then, no problem. Same thing. I went to training. I smashed up the balls. I smashed up the cones. Every time Coman put the down, I moved the cone. He kept saying, who's doing this? I was moving the cone. And no one could say nothing to me because you know what I'm like, Kurt. I was on a mad one back then. I was on a mad one. I just wanted to get home. And I was playing Mario Kart at the time. And I was doing some madness. Anyway, fully down in the tools. Next time it comes to the Saturday. Right? It comes to the Saturday, yeah? And I said, Bonna, I'm not turning up. I'm not going to, this guy's dropping me, right? He put an interview in the paper to say that I refuse to play until I get this move. Bare lies. So I said, you know what? I'm not going. So I went shopping in Vicky Centre, mate. I went shopping, right? In Victoria Centre, yeah? I text my mate who's in the dressing room. I said, listen, what's he saying? He said, oh, yeah, where are you? I said, listen, I'm not coming. I told him I'm not well. I'm not coming. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not coming. He said, I'm going to put me on the bench or he's going to make me run before the game. He's going to do that stupid football politics, right? Anyway, they're losing 3-0 at half time, yeah? The manager has gone in the dressing room and he's gone, you know who's laughing? You know who's laughing at you? Your captain, the player that you look up to, Franny Green, is in that boardroom telling the chairman that you lot should be getting the sack. So anyway, the lads know I'm not even at the game.
Right? Yeah.
So the lads know I'm not even at the game. So the lads are thinking, wait a minute, he's not even at the game. He's took the kids and the wife shopping. What you on about? He's not even at the game. Anyway, right, we get in Monday morning. Yeah. And the manager is doing a documentary for an African channel. Yeah. And we're in the background. And I wasn't messing around. Right? And he's turned around and he's got, you know what I'm talking about, the manager. He's turned around and he's gone, oi, you lot, get over here. So we've gone over there. The cameras are finished. And I'm thinking in my head, please don't mention my name because I'm on one. I'm going to tell you where it is. Please, I'm begging you, do not mention my name because it wasn't even me messing around. What does he say? And where was you on Saturday then? Randomly in the training session. I've gone, what are you on about, where was I? He said, where was you? I said, well, you've told the players that apparently I was with the chairman trying to get everyone the sack. So you must know where I was. And he went, And I went, you're a liar. He went, where was you then? And I went Vicky Centre shopping. He could not believe it. I was just so honest with him. He went, you can go and train on your own. Anyway, went and trained on my own. 3 or 4 days on my own. You have to have a certain physio. I got suspended for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I got suspended for 3 weeks, right? On my pay. And then I came back. And then at the end of that season, he just released me. And that's when I left. But me and him had some wars, mate. Wars. And that's the thing with football politics.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do that now. We would just have a word with him and pull him to the side. But when we was younger, people are in the way of us progressing, sabotaging our progress. So you got to stand up. You know the story about the chairman at Kettering who had threatened to take his R8. You have to be like that. People will. So Maitland-Niles needs to be pulling Arteta aside and saying, listen, I don't know what's going on, but you are publicly destroying my career. And apparently now, if they get a suitable offer, he can go. It's nonsense.
I mean, listen, I had to go with the story time, man.
Story times, mate.
But with this Ainsley Maitland-Niles situation, obviously Kevin Campbell was on earlier. Kev was saying, that the Instagram post he felt was unprofessional. He felt that he tried to back Arsenal into a corner and he said, you know, the club's always going to win over a player. I just think this frustration has built up from last year. He could have gone to Wolves. They turned it down. They don't play him. They loan him to West Brom, gets relegated, dropped by England, back to Arsenal, still can't get in the team when our right-backs are terrible at the moment. What do you think about Ainsley? First of all, have the club treated him wrong? And what do you make of the Instagram post?
Well, one, the club have obviously treated him badly. Unfortunately, it's part of the game. Me and you know, it's happened more than once. It is part of the game. But when you're going through it, you're very frustrated because someone's in the way of you obviously progressing. You just want to play football. And you can't understand why you're not allowed to just play football.
Yeah.
On the flip side, he's definitely done that as an emotional response. His agent probably don't know he's done it. And he's just had enough. He's had a meeting and they've said, you know, you're not leaving or you're not going to play right back. Whatever they've said to him, clearly emotionally just reacted without observing. And I fully get it. We would have done exactly the same. But definitely he's probably regretting that now because I read that they called him back in and he had a face-to-face meeting after that post.
Yeah, he did.
And that's when they said, listen, you ain't going nowhere now. So he's kind of shot himself in the foot. And even if they weren't going to let him go, because it was Everton, because they don't want it to go against their ego and their pride, that was a perfect excuse for them to just say, right, and now you're not going because of this. Yeah. So he's been a bit naive with that, but he's emotional. I get it. He's emotional at the time. I think the way they're treating him is disgusting. And in a way, I'm glad that it's public. Yeah. People are starting to see what it's like. But on the flip side, from his point of view now, it could have cost him. But again, it's bad business. It's bad business. If the club keep him and don't play him, that's bad business. The Kroenke should be asking Arteta, what are you doing? I am paying a player out of my money or the club's money, and you have blatantly said that you don't want him, and you've not allowed him to move. That's not how business works. So then questions have got to be asked of Arteta, if that's the case, or Edu, from the Kroenkes. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, it's crazy, man. Lars Incredible said, did you guys read the news about Ainsley Maitland-Niles' agent being the reason why all the deals have fallen through? I think his agent is AD Ward, who obviously was Raheem Sterling's agent.
Right. Okay.
He's got a bit of a, they call him a shark in football, don't they?
Yeah.
But see, with me, I got to be honest, I understand the frustration from Ainsley. I don't think I would have gone on social media because I think I just don't think, I don't think that Instagram post will gain anything. I get what he's tried to do. I make it public. I hear the dirty laundry. Maybe they'll just say, no, this is too much of a problem. Get rid of it. But they've then gone the opposite way. Apparently, he trained with the under-23s this morning.
It's going to happen. That's going to happen.
There's no offer from Everton. I don't see how Everton go from a loan with an option to buy to apparently Arsenal just want cash. I don't see Everton moving to that. So if he ends up staying, what do Arsenal do with it?
Bad business again. You're not going to play him because now you've brought Tiramisu in to play centre-back or right-back.
Yo, don't do that. That's what... Yo, don't start doing that, you know.
It's easier. It's easier to just remind that.
I keep forgetting his name, bro. Honestly, I'm not even being disrespectful.
Tomiyasu, but it's easier to just call him Tiramisu. It's easy.
Yeah, you know Paul Merson's going to call him that on Sky.
Paul Merson, everyone will be calling him that, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. So we brought him in. He's going to be centre-back and can play right-back. Is he better than Maitland-Niles? His career so far would suggest that it may be. He's playing a lot more consistently, but we don't know until we've seen him. So we can't really judge him. We've only seen bits and bobs of him. We don't know. We can't really, obviously, judge. We're going to go for Tommy then, or Tommy. We'll go for Tommy. Tommy's easier, isn't it? Tommy,
because name what? Tomiyasu. We just call him Tommy, innit?
Tommy, yeah, we'll call him Tommy.
Man. Tommy.
Tommy's the new brick. It could turn out to be outstanding signing, but we are bottom of the league, bruv. So we got to remember what type of players want to come to us.
Not many
at all. Why would they?
Yeah,
But I think Maitland-Niles, it could be just another terrible decision, which would not surprise me. Let's be honest, it's the bad decision after bad decision. Why do we think it's going to be any different now with, these clowns running this club and it's just, someone put a picture of up the day of 3 or 4 of them, and it literally looked like clueless apprentice people just dragging the club down. But we ain't I can't see anything happening. Houssem Aouar has been told he's not allowed to leave. So that's
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
I mean, the Sanchez move now, but Lille apparently don't want him to go Wolves.
I mean, Arsenal for me should be all over that. Someone said apparently he's injured for 4 weeks, but the international break is 2, so we'd only be out for 2 weeks. I would be all over that deal.
Over that deal.
Yeah, like you said. I mean, I'll share the screen on the. Fabrizio said, I mean, this is what I find baffling. He's actually saying Arsenal are not interested in Houssem Aouar. There are currently no talks. They're only focused on Tommy. That will be announced today. And Bellerin. I mean, how on earth do you go from midfield is one of the biggest priorities of the window to, we'll just, You've signed Lukonga, who was signed as a backup player. He did well, but you didn't trust him enough to start him against Manchester City. No. You've kept Xhaka, give him 4 years. He's showed you what he is again, let you down, got sent off. And then you go, I don't need a midfielder. Like, we're desperate for a midfielder, aren't we?
Well, I can't understand why Sambi wasn't playing. He's probably performed the best in pre-season, albeit it wasn't great, as I know he's not going to be great. He wasn't great against Brentford, but he was one of the better players when he got the ball. Chelsea, it was ridiculous. No one was even worth going on the pitch. But why would he not play? But it's because he trusts Xhaka. And this tells me a lot about the mentality of Arteta. He continues to trust this man.
Yeah.
And it is so blatantly visible that he's only trusting him because he has a point to prove again. I trust him. I'm Arteta. I trust him. And I will do whatever I can to make sure that everyone else trusts him. That's what he's doing with the team.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't be playing. No other manager would be picking Arteta the way Xhaka, the way that he conducts himself.
Yeah.
They wouldn't play him. And then he gives them a pat. Well, let's not even get into that. The pat on the back business.
Yeah, don't get into that. I nearly lost my head on that. I couldn't believe it.
That's a completely different video. Yeah.
Abby said, take Takahiro, take plus hero, simples. Let's just call him Hero.
Hero. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah,
he best be a hero.
He better be a hero. Yeah. This Aouar situation baffles me. A player that last year was one of the main targets. Now, we don't want him. Not interested in him. Reiss Nelson's gone to Feyenoord. He's gone on there on loan for a year.
He needs that.
The thing is, Fran, do you know what? They were saying within the England setup that 2 or 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, they felt he was ahead of Sancho in terms of natural talent at that time.
He was.
When you look where Sancho is now, £72 million Man United player, and Reiss, is it just a case of he desperately needs
needs games?
Football? Yeah.
Needs games. I remember, obviously, I used to work really closely with Jan Dander, who was at Liverpool, now at Swansea. Yeah. And when he was in the England set, you had Mason Mount, you had all these age groups. And all they ever used to speak about was Reiss Nelson. All they ever used to speak about, Reiss Nelson. And when I watched him in the England under 16s and that, 17s, you had Chalobah, the kid at Chelsea, I think they're in about the same age group, round about that. And he was unbelievable. But what's happened is, this is what I always say. If you don't play football, if me and you stop doing YouTube, you get overtaken.
Yeah.
You get overtaken. If you stop going to the gym, you get overtaken. So if you stop playing football, you get overtaken. And this is where the agents, for me, they give the wrong advice to the players. Like when I used to work with Jan, when I used to work with Mason Holgate, I used to say, listen, don't worry about making it to the top at 20. Don't worry about that. Worry about playing games. Worry about playing games, getting used to football, getting used to crowds, getting used to rejection, failure, losing the ball, bullied, because that's what's going to help you progress. With the likes of Nketiah and Nketiah's gone and he's not really performed when he's gone on loan, and Reiss Nelson, and not played enough football. Under 23's football is not football.
No.
It's not football. That's why you see some youth players, he's great in under 23's, and then he's rubbish in the first team, because it's completely different football. So where Sancho, where Jude's done, where the lads that go abroad and that, they go and play men's football week in, week out. And he went on loan before, didn't he? He went on loan before, didn't he, Reiss Nelson?
Yeah, he went to Germany. Yeah.
And he did okay. And then he
started off well, yeah.
And then he stopped again. That should have been a next progression. If he realised that, right then, I've gone on loan there, I've done really well, I'm not going to play at Arsenal, I need to get out again. ASAP, I need to get out again. Yeah, Jan's another one. Jan's an unbelievable talent. But he needs to play first team football. And Germany's a great spot for the young kids to go and learn a trade. Great spot.
I mean, even the Dutch league, I think he'll learn a lot here.
Yeah, exactly. The Dutch
play
league,
good football.
Play good football. So hopefully for his point of view, he starts to realize and believe in himself. That, you know what, I am a good player, because he's lost that belief in himself. And is he good enough? At the moment, he's not good enough, but he damn sure has the talent to be good enough. It's whether he wants to be good enough,
100%. Lungello, thank you for becoming a member on the channel. Really appreciate that. Just in terms of, we're going to talk about Bellerin. Ornstein said that Bellerin's completed his medical ahead of a loan move. The fact that there's no option, that's all we've spoken about all summer, loan with option, loan with obligation. The fact that there's no option to buy him, does that tell you that Arteta wants him to come back in a year?
Well, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. Listen, we all know they're very, very tight. They're tight, okay?
Yeah.
It's like me being your manager, Kurt. Well, I'm gonna look after you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Vice versa. So he may have just said, listen, go away, try and get some game time, take yourself out the limelight, get back to what we know you could have done before you got these injuries. And then we'll have a look at it and go over it again at the end of the season. That's what I think the conversation has had. He's not going to get back to what he was. He's not going to get that pace back. He doesn't look comfortable at all. The injuries have done him, and injuries do affect people. You've seen it. Injuries do affect people. Also, psychologically, injuries probably affect people more than anything. And he's not got it. He may come back, and if he does come back and he's the old Bellerin, then fine. I'd still have him in the camp. But if he comes back and he's the chilled out, too chilled out, plant growing Bellerin, then
nothing happening, is it?
He's too chilled. He's too chilled. I remember when I got chilled and football was not the main priority, and I didn't put the amount of effort in that was needed. And if he's got interest away from the game, which is fair enough, or he's chilled and he looks at life completely different way than he did 3 or 4 years ago, and it's best to just get him out the door and let him go and do his thing. Because you need winners here. You need winners.
100%. Cy Tyson, big up with the super chat, said, big up Curtis and Fran, top quality content. Let's see what else you're saying in the comments. We ain't signing no one else. I mean, do you know what? I've just got a tweet that's coming. I will check it out. South African Gunner said, make it make sense, Fran, please. We need at least a centre mid. we've been trying to make it make sense. To do it. All summer. It's been a long summer. No Bissouma, sadly. Nah, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. No. The picture is not that clear. Remember that clear plan they told us at the start of the season? We've got a clear plan about what we want. Chris Wheatley has just tweeted, and I always say, man, I want to bring everyone good news, but I have to tell you the facts. Chris Wheatley has just put, as things stand, no further incomings expected at Arsenal today. Over 150 million spent on 6 players: White, Odegaard, Lokonga, Tavares, Ramsdale, and Tomiyasu. I mean, I always say I will try my best to look at things in a positive light. That's how we want to live our life. But we have to be realistic. If you would have told me at the start of the transfer window, Arsenal spent 150, I would have been like, yo, there's got to be a Bissouma, an Aouar, there's probably a Max Aarons, there might be a Maddison, there's got to be something there. That window is unbelievably underwhelming, in my opinion. What do you make of it?
I mean, Odegaard, for me, as you know, love him. But it's just overshadowed by the fact that he's going to have poor players with him. And we're probably not going to see the best of Odegaard at all. I'm not surprised. But when you look at that window, 150 million, and you look at the other clubs. Now, listen, I understand. We're not going to be able to get Sancho and Varane, right? It's not going to happen. So when you look at it from the amount of money that's been spent, it looks even worse. I just think, Kurt, that a lot of the players that we wanted to get, we can't get because of the position that we're in and the status of the club. And we've ended up with scraping the barrel because we are in a mess. If we started the season on fire, we would get a lot more better players in. Yeah. And the Kroenkes would also probably say, I tell you what, we are going to go up to 200 million. We're going to give you that special player. Why would they now give him extra money after the start that he's had? They're not going to. They're going to say, well, you told us this was the player. This is the model that you want. You've lost 3 out of 3. The fans are going crazy. There's no urgency. There's no fight. There's no winning mentality. That's it. You're done. You're done, because I won't give him no more money. And you look at 150 million on there.
That don't look like 150, does it?
I think it's unreal. I actually don't want to come across too negative, but the fact of the matter is, it's that negative, I don't have much to say. It's that bad. It's that bad. I don't have even being negativity towards it. It's kind of giving it a little bit more attention. It's embarrassing. It's a shocking, embarrassing schoolboy window. That's a schoolboy window. And there's no disrespect to some of the players, because I think Ramsdale will turn out all right. I think Ben White will go on to be a good player. Odegaard, we know, will go on to be good. Tommy, we don't know how he's going to do. Tavares, we don't know how he's going to do. But the fact of the matter is, we are not Leicester 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We are not Villa when they just scraped relegation and they're rebuilding. We are not Brentford, who have gone down the Moneyball route. We are Arsenal Football Club. And that's what's been forgotten in this whole process.
That word's banned, by the way, on this channel. Process. No, really, I'm joking.
Okay. So
no, I'm joking.
The whole journey. Let's be zen now. The whole journey, all right, is supposed to be of a standard of a top club.
Yeah.
It's not been. It's been a standard of a bottom third club. That's the problem.
That list of players there, that could be Southampton's transfer window.
Yeah.
All right, you would expect Odegaard to probably go to a better club, but the reality is, James Rodriguez was a bigger player at Real Madrid than Odegaard, and he went to Everton. That could be a Southampton transfer window.
Easy. And no one would say anything whether it was a good or bad no one would say anything whether it's a good or bad transfer window for Southampton, would they? They would just say, okay, they've brought a couple of players in. No one really knows about them. They're trying to build. They're trying to sustain the Premier League, as always. That's what they like to do, etc., etc. But when it's Arsenal Football Club, you know how it is. Kurt, you know how it is. You go to a party of family members or the man them. They know Curtis is turning up on point because you got standards. You don't turn up on point. People's going to say, what happened to Curtis?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Because you got standards. That's the problem we've got here.
We let the standards go, man. We're turning up to the rave, and we're turning up in dirty trainers, bro. It's mad. Turning up in some dirty Converse.
Scuffed Air Forces. Scuffed.
With the big crease in the front.
Oh, mate. Honestly.
These lot are bad, I swear. Anthony, big up for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. People saying I miss super chats. Apologies. Lars said, let's do a little exercise. Can you guys compile a list of players you would have brought with the 150? I'm sure it'd be better than what was bought.
I think you put it in your Twitter that day, didn't I? Remember that?
I put it in that day. I mean, listen, with a goalkeeper, I reckon Areola, who went to West Ham on loan. You could have got Sam Johnston as well. Anana, they only wanted 7-8 million for him. So those three. Lukonga and Tavares, I don't have a problem with because they're young players and you didn't pay that much for them. So I think
they're both going to turn out all right. I think they're both going to turn out all right. Yeah.
With Odegaard, I mean, like I said, I don't question his talent. I question whether he's what we need and whether we can get the most out of him. I think we needed a goal scorer.
Yeah. You wanted Maddison, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have liked Maddison. I think he would have banged goals at Arsenal. And then right back for me, I would have probably gone for Max Aarons. I think it was just ideal to get Max Aarons. He would have been 25, 30 million. And then with Ben White, I don't know if we necessarily needed to spend 50 million on Ben White. I think man's gone in the dark now.
I know, the light's gone off.
I think we could have kept Saliba. Listen, I don't mind Ben White either, but 50 million, I would have rather bought a centre midfielder. We did need a defender as well, but I think we needed a Bissouma or someone like that more. Even Ruben Neves the other day against United looked quality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got on the ball,
proper
kept
player.
things ticking, plays forward, can shoot, experience. If you want a possession-based team, you need a player like that everything goes for him. We haven't got that.
We haven't got it.
We ain't got it.
We don't have it. It's like you say, there's Ruben Neves, there's Samore, who went to Leicester. Another great signing. Obviously, Bissouma, a lot of people were talking about Ruben Neves, Aouar. Listen, we don't know the complications of that. But listen, out of all those players, if we did go for two and Arsenal went for them, my biggest problem and concern, and I think this has been the case if we went for anyone, they wouldn't want to come. These players would not want to come. That's the problem. And we can say, well, we'll throw massive wages at them to get them to come. But if they don't want to come and then you throw massive wages at them, you know, are they coming for the right reasons? Are they going to be playing to the standard that you want them to, etc., etc.? And I just think that the reason that we can't go and get these players is just not, we just cannot get them. But Max Aarons, Sam Johnson, Onana, I just can't get my head around it. Madison, you know, if you really wanted him, pay the money.
Niraj with the super chat said, Arteta went shopping for a tricked out Fiat Punto with all them players whilst the rest are shopping for a Benz. Our standards are a flat tire. The crazy thing is, and big up Niraj with the super chat, a lot of them players that we're talking about, because Dollarhide's saying no European football, but Bissouma's at Brighton. Max Aarons is at Norwich. Ruben Neves is at Wolves. Even with Arsenal in their bad predicament, it's still a step up for the players, the clubs that they are at. So we should be able to go and get Bissouma or Ruben Neves or Aarons, you know, players like that. So I just feel like we almost bought players lower than the ones that we could have actually bought if we were smart about money.
Like you say, the point with Bissouma's not going to look at Arsenal and go, you know, they're not better than Brighton. Yeah. He's going to look at Arsenal and say, is that the right move for my career? That's what he's going to look at. And I think we would have got him. Max Aarons is not going to turn down Arsenal, even though we're bottom of the league. He's not going to. He's at Norwich. Norwich are probably going to get relegated, even though it's very early doors because of the way that they play.
Yeah.
Ruben Neves, he's going to want to come and play. If Arteta is saying, listen, I want you to get the ball down. I want you to get off the back four. I want you to break lines. I want you to, you know, tick-a-tacker. You got Odegaard in front of you. That sounds appealing. I just think that we are going for players who I think, and people have mentioned it a few times in your chat, they've mentioned it in my chat as well, probably the same people, that he wants players who are going to be very in fear of him. That's another thing. And there's certain players who are probably not going to be in fear of him. So then you got to think about, because if we've not gone for a Bissouma, when every man in his dog thought we was going to go for Bissouma, if we've not gone for Aouar, and it's just been paper talk, because the whole time it could have been paper talk, then what actually are we doing? What actually are we doing when it comes to business?
Yeah.
Weird.
Do you know what? And it's funny you say that, because when you look at every player we've signed this summer, below 25, not that established in their football career, they all seem like good lads. They haven't really got too much of a chip on their shoulder. They're going to look at Mikel Arteta like, boss
Thank
man.
you.
Arsenal.
Thank you. Yeah.
When you tell me to run, I'll run.
Exactly.
Some of these guys with a little Guendouzi, a little, you know, got a little something, he can't handle that. Get him out. Get him out. Ainsley, look at the way he's dealing with Ainsley. It's all over the place. Deep down, I don't think him and Aubameyang vibe that well. That's what people have said.
And some would say, Fran, you know, is it subconscious racism and things like that? I don't think it is that. I just think that he's very quick at judging people and very fixed mind when it comes to how he wants a certain player to be under his management. That's what I think it is. And we've met him. We've met him in everyday life. You meet him in Tesco. You meet him at the petrol station. You meet him everywhere. If you don't go up to the way that they want you to be, then they write you off straight away. And he seems that type of person, because the players that he's got rid of, in my eyes, in my opinion, are our better players.
Some of them.
And they're also the players that show a little bit. They've not been great. But they've shown a little bit. So when Guendouzi has got someone around the throat and maybe gave him a little bit of big time Charlie chat, I like that.
I don't mind that.
Character for me. I want that in my team. And then you just have a little bit of banter with him and say, well, you know, Guendouzi, you might be on that, but you're not on the same as Abba. That's the banter you give him.
Yeah.
You don't like that. So we don't want any leaders. So when it comes on the pitch, you can see against Man City, no one decided to roll the sleeves up and say, listen, let's get together. Let's pride ourselves on trying to be broken down and make it as hard as possible for them to break us down. No one did that. And that's because there's no leaders.
It's true.
You look at Chelsea, don't get me wrong. Chelsea are better.
Players.
What did they do as soon as they went to 10 men?
Rolled their sleeves up, mate.
They rolled their sleeves up and they said, you are not going to break us down. You got Rudiger. Everyone was saying he was on his bike. He's now probably the best centre half in the Premier League at the minute. He's in people's faces. He's snapping people. He's pinching you behind the neck. He's in the ref's face. Thomas Tuchel probably puts him the first name on the list. First name on the team sheet.
Lampard was going to get rid of him.
Lampard was going to get rid of him because Lampard has that issue.
Yeah.
Lampard has the same issue. Doesn't want anyone whom he feels uncomfortable around. It's their own insecurity. Yeah. We've said it before. Rather than coming in and saying Aubameyang's going to be the one that saves my job, you know. That's the first thing he should have said. Yeah. Aubameyang is going to be the one that makes my job easier. And if he plays well, I'm going to look great. So I get him right on my side because everyone knows he drives around in a gold Lambo and everyone loves him in the changing room. So I'm going to use that. That's what smart managers do.
That's what a smart manager do. But he's gone against him.
He's gone the opposite. And now it's going to ruin him. It's going to ruin him. Unfortunately, it's going to ruin us in the meantime. But it's going to ruin him eventually in the end.
Joshua said, this transfer window turned sour with the Xhaka deal. I mean, that definitely was a bad start. Team Play said, why is Fran not live outside the Emirates? I was going to pop down there, Fran, but when I saw, it don't look like we're getting no one, I said, nah, not bothering.
Nothing's happening, I don't think. We should be outside the Emirates. We should have been outside there, shouldn't we? Should have got our mics.
Got the mics out. Don Verga said, Arsenal needed Buendia, such a baller, doesn't hide from the ball like some of the players versus City. That's another point where it started, didn't it? That was early in the summer. It was like, what? Buendia's gone to Villa, not to Arsenal. And it seems to have gone downhill from there. I almost feel like we've gone into the supermarket and rather than saying, we need that, and that, it's like, well, you get what you want and we'll just see what's left afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like we've done. It's like we should have been stepping out early, bang. This is the player we want. I don't think they've made any statement signing. Now, I'm not saying you need an exciting signing to be good signings, but have we improved our starting 11 enough? The midfield still doesn't look fixed to me with Granit Xhaka being in.
Like I said, I think we look worse than we did last year. I definitely think we look worse than we did last year. It's interesting. Someone's just mentioned, obviously, Tommy in the chat saying that he's seen him and he thinks that he's going to be a very, very good signing. And I hope he is. But is it another one of those where we need a right back? We need a right back, and we've just been scattering left, right, and centre in the European market and see what we can get our hands on. We've had all summer to know that Bellerin is not good enough. To know Chambers is championship at best. We've had all summer to sort out a right back in world football. World football. We've had all summer. These Edu and Arteta, when they go into a meeting, and we said it about the Buendia, they don't have the minerals or the negotiating skills to sell this. We can't use the word P to sell this journey, what he wants to go on. Yeah. He does not have the minerals, and people are not buying it. Players are not buying it. Players are not buying it. I'm telling you. And if it's true about what Fabrizio's just tweeted, then doesn't surprise me. About Aouar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it here, people. Get it up on the screen. This ain't the Fabrizio one, but yeah, he's putting it as well. And here we go. I mean, we hear, Leon aren't selling him, but really what they're saying is we ain't selling him to Arsenal because you lot don't know how to conduct business. We'll sell him, but not to you lot. Real Madrid are in talks with Lyon to sign Houssem Aouar for a fee between 30 and 35 million euros. I mean, to be fair, Fran, no wonder he ain't going to Arsenal because if Real Madrid are on the phone.
No wonder. But you
don't even answer that phone call, do you, when Eddie rings?
No wonder. I mean, if this turns out to be true, we've just had a PR waste of time for 4 weeks. What a waste of time if Real Madrid... They may have just come in at the last minute. We know Real Madrid have just started doing some last-minute, obviously, business. They may not be getting Mbappe now. That's touch and go. So maybe they're thinking we need something else in. And Lyon are going to sell him to Real Madrid, that's for sure. But again, it might be negotiations. Or, you know how the business works. Aouar would have said, I'll wait till the last minute to see who comes in. I don't want to commit to Arsenal quick.
No, of course you wouldn't. Why would you?
Why would you?
But
that's what I mean.
Is the crazy thing, though, here, because it looks as if Real Madrid have come in at the last minute, because 2 weeks ago, Real Madrid had no money. They were trying to sell like 12 players. Next minute, they're trying to sign Mbappe. I reckon the king of Spain is involved with Real Madrid.
Involved. Yo,
So
they've done some
money
tax
out.
money, man. They got some tax money from somewhere.
So get some of that tax money out. Give me some envelopes. Madrid need to spend. Arsenal probably had an opportunity to get Aouar. Because they've left it last minute, all of a sudden, Madrid go, we need a creative midfielder. We got a bit of dough. Who can we get? Aouar? Yeah, we'll take him.
Yeah.
And
like I say, his agent's probably just been on the phone. His agent's probably got connects and said, listen, you can get Aouar for 30 million, And they're like, what? All right, let's do the business. And it won't surprise me if that gets done in the next 8 hours.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes. 30 million, yeah, we'll transfer that to your bank, mate. Get him on a plane. You know what I mean? I think what Madrid have done here, because obviously they've signed Camavinga, and they're going to, if they get Aouar, 2 young French centre mids, they can potentially replace Modric, Toni Kroos.
Yeah.
It would make sense. Cheap price as well. Other clubs buy players. We've said many times, Fran, haven't we? This market was the buyer's market. If you had cash on the hip, you could enjoy yourself, mate, because so many big clubs are broke. And we're
the world at the minute. So we're the world, isn't it?
We've gone to the market and bought some moldy apples, and we bought the out of date fruit
because we ain't got cash. We ain't got liquid cash. We're going in there and saying, "Listen, can you give me layaway on a few apples?" What? Bright ass settings on fruit and veg. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate.
Man,
it's a joke. You gotta laugh because it's pure jokes. What's going on? We're embarrassing.
Days.
We're embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I don't even want to tell no one that's
Bro, I don't even wear my Arsenal shirt to the gym anymore. I don't even wear it to the gym.
It's just people are saying things behind your back. You know that, innit?
Also, you're trying to do bench press. They're pointing at you. Do people still wear them shirts?
He needs to lift Arsenal. Never mind bench press.
You know what I mean? Wasim said 150 million to buy Dom Perignon, and we're buying Smirnoff Ice.
Smirnoff,
Mo said every manager that relies on Xhaka won't be successful. 100%. You cannot rely on that guy for a second. Jay said Real using the Odegaard money. That's a good point. We've probably actually given them the money to go and get Aouar.
Yeah. Very exactly right amount of money as well.
Yeah, about 30 mil. Nah, man, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to laugh.
I'm just shocked by how the club is moving it. Every day they just surprise me even more.
We're just getting left behind. There's another comment in now. Barca have just bid 75 million for Alma. Surely not.
He's a baller, isn't he?
We're just getting left behind. These players that we could have probably snapped up a while ago.
I think he is, because there's a guy called Ilax Moriba from Barcelona. He was supposed
to. He's on the move, isn't he?
He's going to Leipzig, and apparently then that Almo is going to go to Barca or whatever as part of the deal. But oh my days! I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Listen, the late night streams. I'm gonna have to have pure coffee, mate.
Mate, I'm telling you, I was thinking, Fran. You know what? Later on tonight, there'll be breaking news. Arsenal have bid for this guy. We'll be kicking off, bro. I'm going to be trying to stay awake, because I reckon they've closed the office at London Colney and gone home.
I think Spurs as well. Spurs never do anything late, do they? I think they've got hardly ever do anything late. I mean, we've done it at the odd time, but I can't see it. I think obviously Tommy's the last one that's coming in, and now all our business is trying to get players out. I don't see anyone coming in. I think that he honestly thinks that he doesn't need anyone. He thinks that when the players get back, because that's what he's saying to the Kroenkes. He's saying, listen, I've had a bad run. Just give me the benefit of the doubt. Forget the 18 months where I've gave you loads more excuses. And this is the time. This is the time. And they keep falling for it. Wow.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, listen, if I'm trying to add a positive spin. This guy has got 6 new signings in this transfer window. That's more than half a team. You've got your young keeper. backup left back, right back, centre back. You've had a centre mid as well. He's got no excuse now, has he?
No, zero excuse. People were saying before it was Emre's team. People were saying that the players that he don't want to play with, he's not at a transfer window, blah, de blah. He then went on that little run. He then said, you know, the last third of the season or whatever, we were conceded the least goals or whatever he was doing with his stats, man. But the fact of the matter is now, there's no excuses. And the only reason he's not been sacked now is because it's the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The only way is because it's the beginning of the season, and people will say, well, the league doesn't really start until you're 10 games in. Well, 10 games in, it could be one hell of a sad sight for us. It could be. I don't think it's going to be as bad as what we're probably thinking ahead now.
Yeah.
But if we don't get points against Burnley and Norwich, which I think we will, but if we don't, then wow. He has to get sacked then. Then I think surely people have got to start burning, setting cars on fire or whatever in the car park, whatever you need to do to try and get this man out. Because I'm telling you now, the only reason this manager and people get away with things in this country is because society are very soft and forgiving. You're in Paris, Egypt, Madrid, anywhere like that, and you behave the way you're behaving, Arteta, streets are getting burned down. Streets are getting burnt down.
Look at them. Was it Sporting Lisbon a year or so ago? They was on the training ground beating players up.
They'll chase you down. They will be chasing Arteta down. So I'm not saying we should do that, community. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You're setting up wellness channels. You're talking about chasing man.
Exactly. I'm saying that's the old me. That's the old me.
Yeah. That's the old.
Don't be doing that.
Oh man, I mean, listen, we got 3,400 people in the chat. Make sure you like this video. Over 1,000 likes minimum, people. We've gone past 35k today, so it's been a great day. Let's get over to Fran. Listen, Fran, plug it. Plug the
plug it. Well? Yeah.
Pick
so people, for those of them
who
don't know, listen, it's a big night tonight. Curtis is staying up just for tonight, mate. It's a big night tonight. So this is gone tonight. When the window closes, this will be gone. Where are we? Here we are. There you go. That bad boy. My wife wants it gone out of the way. It's stressing her out. So what you do basically, like I say, you just subscribe to FFTV. On the last couple of streams, there is a link to the video that I need you to just answer a couple of questions under where you're from, why you subscribed, and something interesting about yourself, so we can build the community and everyone knows each other. And then tonight we'll announce who's obviously won the PS5. So make sure you head over to FFTV. What more can I say? Thanks for the support from everyone, and especially you, brother. You've helped me out a lot.
No worries, man, bro. So you're announcing it on your stream tonight.
I'm going to do it as soon as the window closes. I'm going to go to that video where everyone's commented. I'm going to let TubeBuddy pick a comment from that video, and that's the person that will win it. I can't really, you can't really dictate or channel it down to who's been on the channel the longest and who. I can't do that. It doesn't allow me to do that. So, I just have to pick a random winner, and whoever it may be. But there's a chance, there's an opportunity, and it kind of celebrates. I would say celebrate, probably not the right word, but because the window has not been great for us, but we never know. We've still got 6 hours left. But it kind of makes it part of the journey, and then we kick on again from tomorrow.
That's it, man. That's it. Onwards and upwards. We always have to look on the bright side. So, yeah, people, go and check that out. It's well worth it. And, of course, he makes quality content. Craig said, Curtis, you missed my super chat. Bro, apologies. Just write the comment again, normal, and I will, there's a lot of comments in, so I'm trying to get them all in. A few bits. Jesse Lingard staying at Man United. Got a year left on his deal. Apparently, West Ham couldn't agree a price, 25 million. And Ronaldo going in. What would you make of United in that sense?
Well, it's great business. They've probably done the best business in the window, aren't they? I mean, what a window.
Yeah.
The two greatest players ever, arguably, move. One doesn't want to move. The other one will move wherever he feels like king. You've got that. You've then had Varane. You've then had Sanchez. I mean, the window has been very, very good. Very, very good. Maybe not for us, but very, very good. All the information is, if you come over my channel, you'll see in the previous videos, I've linked it in the last channel's in my last videos.
There's a few people saying, what video is it? Is it your video from today or the one before? Or
I can't even put the link in here, can I? So it's the one with Sabitzer, Reiss Nelson, and Willian on it. So it's 2 videos ago. But the link is on every description in what I've told you to do. If you follow the steps, you'll find the link anyway. So when you come over,
2 videos ago.
Yes, 2 videos ago, maybe 3 because I've done 2 or 3 now. But if you pop on tonight as well, if you pop on tonight I'm going to go on probably from 8. If you pop on, I know Kurt, you're doing one as well. But you'll see the instructions. You'll see what you need to do and do it that way. There's plenty of information there, and I put it on all the streams. So check out the last stream that I did this afternoon. First 5 minutes, you'll figure it out, no problem.
Yeah. We got some breaking news as well. Arsenal.
Oh.
We're not signing no one, so don't hold your breath. But Ainsley Maitland-Niles has held clear the ear talks with Mikel Arteta. He's staying at Arsenal, and he's been assured he is part of Arteta's plans this season.
Wow.
Maybe the Instagram post was not a bad idea, to be fair.
Well, if he gets games and then he gets an opportunity, because let's be honest, he can be the right back.
He can.
Well, he should be. He should be. He's got every opportunity. You know, he's got every opportunity. So why Arteta has not looked at him in that way and thought, actually, he's probably my best right back I've got at the moment. I don't need to go into the market. I've got one ready here for the position that we're in. He will do a job, especially if Everton want him. Is that the biggest kind of like hint that he's good or he's good enough?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Looks like he's... So it'd be interesting to see how much he's involved, because obviously with the new right back coming in, is he going to be used as a midfielder? Is he just going to be a squad player who gets rotated kind of thing?
Well, like I think you were saying that he's stressed that he's solely concentrating now on the right back, and I think the problem was before is he believed that he was a centre mid, and Arsenal thought he was a right back. So now he's obviously kind of accepted that they see him as a right back. That may be the stumbling block and give him the opportunity. Because he needs to be playing. God, he needs to be playing. You know, he's not a kid. How old is he? 23, 24?
23, 24. So Larry said he's lying. Man said, yeah, you're going to play. Don't worry. Calm down.
There was always a chance that could happen. He's lying to him. Let the window go out the way, and then next week you were the kids, mate. You've lost your squad number and everything.
It happens, man. It happens,
mate. Get the likes up, people. Like South London Finest. Get the likes up.
Get the likes up, people. Listen, we can hit 1,500. Interesting story here, and I don't think this will surprise anyone. Apparently, Manchester United have applied for special dispensation from the league to change squad number. You know what's going on there, don't you? Yeah, you know who that's for. Because you just know when he came in, he's going to say, listen, man, I'm not just a footballer. I'm a brand. I can't be wearing no number 30 or something. I need that 7.
So, Dan James is gone. Apparently, he was 21, was he?
And Cavani used to wear 21.
Yeah. So maybe that's going to happen.
So Cavani shifts to 21 and Ronaldo takes the 7.
Yeah. And for the Premier League's point of view, I think they'll bend the rules and they'll give it him.
They will. Why wouldn't you, really? You know, it's huge for the Prem, isn't it, to have Ronaldo back?
It's huge for the Prem. You got to give him 7. He can't come back and be CR 28.
No.
It's just not the same, is it?
It's not the same at all.
Nah. It's like when the sweet boy goes to the reunion and he ain't sweet boy no more.
It's just not that, is it? You know what I mean? Anthony said Real are building a new Galacticos era. Camavinga, Aouar, and likely Mbappe probably next year. Pogba and Haaland next year. While Arsenal are building for the championship. Oh my days.
Well, Real do need to build, and good business. Good business so far.
There's reports as well, just that Griezmann could join Atletico Madrid tonight.
Wow, I think Barca will do a bit more business, last minute business. It seems that they're trying to do a bit last minute business. I don't think this Lacazette thing is going to happen. That's kind of dead in the water now, isn't it? But it seems that they may get a little bit of business done. So interesting.
Yeah, nice, crazy. Not much else going off really. I'll probably wrap it up there, bro.
A couple of people have mentioned Odegaard and Lacazette shenanigans. Is something kicking off on Twitter?
I see some mad story of people about. I don't think it's true, so I ain't gonna, talk.
Yeah. Just some paper talk or one of those crazy journalists again.
Yeah, but listen, appreciate you coming on, bro. What time
appreciate it, mate. Yeah, good luck on your the stream later on, mate. Good luck.
Mate, I'll need it. I need to stay awake. I don't know if it'll be Arsenal. Listen, before we get out of it, like I said, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to FFTV for a chance of winning that PS5, and make sure you vote Football Content Awards, link in the description, people. I'll be back.
I think you're winning that this year.
I hope so. Got to get some trophies in the Arsenal fan base.
We'll donate it to Arsenal, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Apologies if I missed any super chats, people. I need to put the slow comments on because sometimes they just fly and I can't keep up. But yeah, I'll be back about 8:30, 9 o'clock. You're on at 8 o'clock, did you say?
Gonna go from 8, yeah.
Yeah, you need that coffee, man.
Yeah, I need that coffee, mate.
Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. I'll see you about 8:30. Take care, everyone.